And we're back, dear spectators, for the third time tonight, and well, as a third time goes, for the third game of tonight as well. And to me, a much anticipated game, because you mentioned it earlier, it's a very important game. It's the unbeaten team so far against the supposedly or expected unbeaten team that has been beaten by Roland last week. Snooze Esports against Royal Family Esports, but it's also a rematch of the finals of last season.
That's true. A rematch. A sad rematch because Royal Family just, I don't know, kind of had not a hard task, at least. I mean, they quite stomped, if I remember correctly. No, it's a different Royal Family. They already lost to Rely On, so I think it's a much easier task now for Snooze, who comes from a 3-game victory. I already saw like the posting from Frankie on Twitter where he said, yeah, it was a 3-0 start, but much to improve on. So the team is hyped. The team definitely wants to improve, and yeah, it's just a really cool team. They always show that they are really strong. Yeah, I mean, most of them, or all of them, basically have this like offline event experience and stuff. So this team is definitely, if they have a good day, really hard to beat. And if a Rely On beats Royal Family, then Snooze can beat them every time in the year. So I would bet on Snooze. It's a close one. But like there's a saying, never bet versus T1, and in this game, or in this league, you could say never bet against Royal Family. I mean, they're just too good, in my opinion. But who knows? I mean, today could be the day, especially Water, in my opinion. I mean, he's a really good midliner, but versus Frankie, I mean, come on, he is the player of the week and stuff, right? So he is a really powerhouse, and Water, he's a good one. But I think there's a chance, maybe if you play around mid lane and stuff, that there's definitely like an opportunity at least to beat a Royal Family.
And Frankie, definitely a powerhouse. Maybe we still have time to show the graphic once again, the MVP graphic. Not only in Rift, but have you seen those guns he's carrying at all times on his arms? You don't see it here on the picture, but you know, he's definitely a powerhouse in all senses of the term.
Yeah, he's crazy, and he's such a nice dude. Like, I mean, I had a couple of interviews with him back then on ESL LOL. He's such a nice and calm and collected dude. I mean, come on. Everybody loves Frankie. I mean, is there a player who says, no, Frankie is a bad person? No, I don't think so. Everybody will like him, so.
I don't see anyone saying that. And you know what? Always bet on Frankie. I think that's the number one rule, I would say. So yeah, we have a conundrum. You say don't never bet against Royal Family, and I say always bet for Frankie. We'll see how that goes. We should be heading towards Champ Select very soon, and I think that's going to be a very important one already, because we know that Champ Select can influence a game in many ways, and that's where it all starts.
At least a little bit. Yes, at least a little bit. Yeah, let's see. And we already have some bans coming in with like some target bans, especially like this Fiddlesticks against Kinetic. That's a classic. But on the other side, of course, you don't want to play against the Darius himself. Even the Trollex's Bard gets banned out. I think, especially on blue side, Bard, Darius are basically the things you want to ban. After this Olaf performance, I mean, he got followed by an on player who's kind of a little bit weaker, but in the end, this Olaf was still really cracked, so we don't want it. And even I think Frankie played the Mel once, right? So it gets immediately shut down. There is a way with Skarner now being open, and if I remember correctly, wasn't there one game of Skarner from Kinetic? I don't remember
so
correctly.
As well, I'm gonna check.
But Maokai would be a really good first pick anyway. You can flex some top lane, jungle, support, so just go for the flex, man. Just go for the flex and see what Royal Family is actually trying to pick here. And they wants to stick to the guns, if you know what I mean, because she has a gun, definitely. Right? So, yeah. sometimes I do good jokes, right? And Caitlyn definitely it's a good one. Worked out. Maybe one of two combos did not really get cleanly played out, but in the end, Dime was just an amazing and is just an amazing AD carry. And there would have been even the chance to play Morgana maybe a second time. You can flex it against the Maokai and jungle on support if you want to, but they secure Silas blind. And now the question is, either it's just a blind Silas and Water just says, yeah, screw it, I will beat Frankie with blind picking it, or it's actually a flex pick where they say, okay, Valyrian, in case of a bad matchup, he plays it maybe jungle or maybe top lane Silas, something like that. Because if it's not a flex pick, Silas against just Maokai ultimate, maybe not the best idea, but they can definitely prove me wrong. Now Misfortune and Hawaii, Frankie's Hawaii, so it's quite a pick.
Yeah.
Get out from Tim Shady and Frankie.
We've seen him on the way also in the week 1 already, and a really, really great run with him as well. And Maokai Misfortune I really like in general also. Like, great synergy between the two ultimates. Definitely great synergy between those two. And yeah, the Karma now together with the Caitlyn, so you're gonna keep some poke up there. Down there.
No. The plan. Just getting some control over the lane against the Misfortune. You who likes to play aggressive, but against Caitlyn Karma it's maybe not possible to play too aggressive at least. Skarnaban actually coming out, so no second rotation. They don't know if Maokai yet is top lane, jungle or support. Every lane is still open. So they kind of respect Kinetic at least a little bit. On the other side, probably top lane bans, maybe. Something like that, top lane jungle. Just to keep it simple, I guess. Because you should assume that it's mid lane and bot lane already locked in. So just a good skirmish jungler if Sing Sao gets banned out. Who likes to play against Misfortune, you can just press ultimate and they are basically unkillable against this Misfortune. So would have been a great pick, but they just ban it.
On ban for Rakuzi. Well, the champion not seem play either way though.
Yeah. I mean, Rakuzi is more like the carry champion player, so banning an Ornn. But I mean, they against Caitlyn Karma, against a poor composition, you want hard engage, you already have Maokai, so a little bit of wombo comboing, especially with Misfortune, makes sense. But there's always the Malphite, but you cannot pick Malphite because there's a Sealer. So, I mean, Cyan, for example, would work as well. Just hard engaging, just knocking someone up for the Misfortune. But yeah, we will, or maybe even Galio, but then you need the backline diver. I don't know. Let's see. I mean, Galio Nocturne maybe now as a 1-2 punch on the sides of Snooze. Who knows, but probably we will not see it. And there's a Volibear, so Valyrian probably taking it again at a really crazy performance. True. Finding like the first couple of kills really quick with this mid lane gank and stuff. So he definitely, together with Dimir, just playing the same champions like last series. So kind of like it. And Diana Yasuo, maybe a thing. I wanted Nocturne Galio, but why not play Diana Yasuo? But then Rakuzi needs to play Yasuo, I guess, top lane blind. Maybe a tough task, but why not doing it? I mean, that would be. I mean, Diana Yasuo. I mean, I would really like it, but Rakuzi is playing it in solo queue at least. So the Yasuo is like, he could be there, but blind picking it probably isn't the way, and yeah, he just snacks the Renekton. So a little bit less of a wombo combo right here, but just a really beefy front line, and especially like Diana Renekton, they are tanky, they deal damage, so they will do a lot of the hard lifting for this Misfortune. And on the other side, actually Cassante in the consideration against Renekton. It's fairly a decent matchup for both sides. And just another frontliner. So it was the Silas blind, and he gets played against Hawaii. So definitely two strong team comps. On the first glance, not really one I would play a little bit more. Both looks decent actually.
It's shaping up to be a very, very interesting game that we have ahead of us. Going for this, I still think it's a really important match to me. It's going to set the tone for that matchup between those two teams, two really strong teams in the end. And was Snooze kind of a way to show Valerian, especially how much they've improved as a team since last season here as well.
That's true. Now the question is, and I will ask you the question: which draft do you like a little bit more or favors you in some way? Because it's a tough task to call, in my opinion. So I want to hear yours first.
I think I'll give it slightly to Snooze because they still have really strong engage, and they can pull off a pretty sick wombo combo with that. You know, you could see the Diana and the Misfortune ulti just syncing up together, coming in a Maokai ulti. You know, and that's going to work really well, especially against the Caitlyn Karma. Now, of course, Silas going to be pretty confident in that still. He doesn't mind, really. He's going to be I think the Silas is going to be a thorn in the side of Snooze here, especially.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always an annoying champion to play against because it's like the hijack is just a really strong ultimate. It gives you so much agency. And he's got some decent choice here, you know. They were able to really cut it down to just uninteresting choices for him. So, could prove an issue.
Yeah, I mean, first I wanted to say Snooze because the engage looks a little bit easier with the Maokai into Diana and stuff. But then, yeah, it's just Silas, so they have basically the same engage tool. And then I kind of like it a little bit more because they're probably the little bit stronger team, and like especially this Caitlyn Karma can wreck them. And I maybe even want to see Royal Family with a lane swap because they can definitely try to kill Renekton under the turret. They have a Cassandra, so he is pretty much undiveable. So why not just lane swapping, just bringing Renekton like from the strongest state where Renekton usually has as a lane bully, has a really great time just into a rough situation and stuff. And I really want to see some early skirmishes with Silas, Volibear, like your 2v2, in my opinion, could be even a little bit stronger than Hawaii and Diana. Like you have 2 stuns against an unmobile mage, so if Valerian, and I mean he already showed us that in game 1, finds some good gank angles, then the Hawaii is always dead. So I think that Royal Fam can definitely like win this game. Just a pinch more, but those drafts are actually really close.
I think we're either way gonna have a very interesting game, and if we're following the theme of today in terms of games, it's gonna be a bloodbath once again because we had 2 games with a lot of fighting, and you have 2 team comps that, you know, like they do want to fight as well. I don't see a Misfortune not wanting to team fight. I mean, that doesn't exist in my world.
No, and I think Misfortune is actually like a big part why Snooze can fight back, because even though the Silas can steal the Maokai ult and stuff, and then they run into them, then Misfortune is really, really strong, right? So she can either be really, really strong if you have the engage options, but also if you get engaged on, Misfortune just likes it. So I think that's one saving grace, in my opinion, in the team comp, that they have this Misfortune who can definitely turn the tides of a fight. And but it will be a banger match either way. So I think they are pretty close in terms of quality in the draft, in terms of just strength and numbers. So I wouldn't count any team out in just the draft.
Yeah, no, definitely going to shape up to be a very interesting match that we're going to have. Yes, Snooze Esports against Royal Family. And that's going to be, will Royal Family climb back on the top of the leaderboards alongside Snooze with 3 wins? Or will Snooze take a sort of decisive lead going 4-0? We'll see that very soon. This third game of the night here at the Bobby Esports Masters.
Yeah. Hopefully we go in-game soon. I want to see this clash happening. Like I said, Snooze is undefeated yet. So it's the race for the first place. It's the race for a potential winner of the whole thing. If you want to count one game already, whoever wins it all, who knows. So I mean, if Snooze actually is winning it, then Snooze has a really good run going and could go undefeated in the whole group phase, for example. Goes out, lost against Infernal Wolves and against Royal Family, right? So winning against out, then next match day should be a doable task for Snooze, and then they are undefeated all the way. So it could be like a big waypoint now.
Definitely.
Can they do it or can't?
Ah, there we go. And if they were to lose, Royal Family, Snooze, and Infernal Wolves would be at 3-1. With notably Infernal Wolves and Royal Family playing their game against each other on Thursday, so that's going to be very interesting as well. But back to our current main topic, Snooze against Royal Family Esports. They're all in the Summoner's Rift, and in a very similar fashion to the first game of tonight, but they have a 5-man stack invade, but across the map.
Yeah, which could lead into some deep wards for both sides. And like I said, I would actually enjoy a lane swap from Royal Family. So with just having like chance now to go for some deep wards, it could be the chance to then set up the lane swap or counter the lane swap, of course. Now we just see like 2 wards for the jungle, that both sides know where the enemy jungler starts. But yeah, we just see Cassandra and Renekton probably being top lane, so no lane swap. Both teams have honor basically, because who wants to see a lane swap? But yeah, we don't see it.
We don't see it. No lane swap here. I was gonna say Tim Shady about to get spotted, but he does not get spotted. Maybe soon. Jokes.
Yeah, they saw him.
Yeah.
And they don't know if anyone is in the bush, but now Rolex shows himself, so they should assume Super Shooter there. Okay, just the first rock of Mantra Q hits.
Yeah.
But they lose actually all 3 mini-minions.
A decent amount of damage. Yeah, and that's rough. Losing those first 3 minions. Yeah, and that Kama Caitlyn combo, of course, quite annoying to play against, especially since you might not quite have the range to farm in ease, and they're just immediately using that to their advantage, the bot lane of Royal Family.
Yeah, it's always painful to play against Karma Caitlyn in the early game. Later on, a little bit easier. If you just full engage and try to kill them, then it's fine. But if you get kinda in the early game, of course, outpoked. No, Valyrian is in the mid lane, knows that he is spotted, so it just instantly sweeps it away. Breaker needs to be a little bit safe now. But nothing should happen here, and both junglers just full clear basically.
And that's well spotted on the side of Snooze. With that ward, they could see where he was at with his red buff. The root's gonna land on Drawlex, but no further big follow-up. I was gonna say I lost my word for a little bit, but on the bot lane something quite dangerous starting to shape up for Snooze, because there is a quite decent CS lead already in favor of Royal Family, but they found the engage on Dime with the Ignite. Lots of damage falling on the Caitlyn player, but Kinetic is not there early enough to find purchase himself. Top lane, good old top lane things. Both junglers on the bot side now. Around the Tribush area. Lyran's now spotted.
Yeah, that was a good sapling, spotting the enemy jungler. And there we also can't see that how strong this Maokai is then in the 2v2 if they actually get an engage.
I was gonna say Snooze kind of caught, but they found purchase onto Valyrian with Frankie coming over. Gets the first blood on the enemy player. Water now was sort of getting on to, but they don't force it.
Yeah, and Frankie with the first kill of the game with the first blood. So,
Yeah.
and it's really important because he is on his signature champ for this season at least, and he gets already a kill.
Yeah, definitely off to a good start for him. As I said, always bet on Frankie. But the saving grace for our family is that, you know, Dime didn't get too distracted from this, and his lead just keeps on growing rather fast as well. Or rather, Tim Shady is falling behind quite fast. On our top lane, we have the usual bout between top laners, although Razorback getting a bit low, but not dying here.
And he's totally fine. He even gets a small CS advantage, and against in the early game against the lane bully, it's fine to even chop CS, so he's perfectly fine right now. Oh, but
Frankie
that
TPing and immediately getting bullied down by Water on his Silas. Razorback under the turret now in a tough spot because he's getting really low and he's gonna get dived here. Rikuzi picks up the kill. Chokes just tanks the turret. Uses ooh. That was a very nice use of the W. We had a gang on the middle and we didn't see everything that happened, but I think Frankie died, but got the return kill on Valyrian here.
Yeah, they cannot outlive them. But with that, feat of strength, at least with the kills, is now in the collection of Snooze, which is helpful. And of course, 2 kills on Frankie is also something, and your sideline is winning. So at the moment, it's a perfectly good game for Snooze.
Yeah, Shady on the threat here. Water already level 6. I don't think he's hijacked anyone yet. But he's going to be a problem now, a menace on that Silas. We have the lane swap for Snooze coming in as the Void Grubs have spawned. It's Royal Family who starts them off, but they are at a numerical disadvantage, although the support is there and we have the full engage. Lots of damage falling on the roster of Snooze. The first member's dying, Kinetic now down as well, while Valyrian is still alive. This is looking really good for Royal Family as they pick up not only 2 but 3 kills from that situation along the Void Grubs.
Yeah, 3 kills basically for free. And it was really important that actually they did not lane swap like Snooze. I mean, Snooze tried to lane swap with their top laner bot lane, that they have their bot lane top lane, but because of that, they had no level 6. Like Tim Shady had no 6, Maokai had no 6. On the meantime, Razorrock had 6. So this Kazante was just dealing a lot of damage and just basically soloing some of them. So it was just really important that they had this really strong bruiser with them, because this Misfortune basically is useless without their ultimate.
Yeah.
And so they just found a really good fight. And like I said, with Volibear and Silas, they basically have the better 2v2. And then, like with a top laner on level 6, which should be better than those 2 bot laners, they just had a much easier skirmish.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Dime stayed solo on the bot lane. He's got level 6 now. Tim Shady's still at level 5. That CS lead is getting bigger and bigger. He's having really good CS overall, Dime.
Yes.
At 76, that's minute 7. I mean, perfect CS here.
Yeah. Crazy good by Dime right now. Just because he did not need to swap lanes, right? So he could just CS all the way. Renekton is not too threatening. Every time Renekton dashes on you, you can just press E and are kinda out. It's basically like a Quinn in this case, that you just has a really good disengaging spell against the Renekton. So as long as you don't get a double E from Renekton, or he flashes on you with W, then you should be fine on the 1v1.
Yeah. I was gonna say a tower dive shaping up top lane from Snooze, but decided to not go for it. Was a bit risky with Valyrian also being about to arrive here. Now Tim Shady has level 6. Now he's got the bullet time. It was important for them to do these team fights. I was gonna say feats of strength. I think the second one. It might. If Royal Family is in favor to get it, with already 2 neutral objectives in their pocket.
Yeah, that's right. So just one more objective, and they get the feats of strength because they had the first 3 kills, of course, and so they don't even need first turret if they just get next Void Crops or next Drake. And right now they look definitely stronger. They have the little gold lead, so fighting over an objective shouldn't be a problem for them.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, even if they can just trade one objective for the other, rather easily without an issue. Jake's getting kind of caught, but we have Kinetic just around the corner, gets 2 people in the Moon Crash, now followed up by Frankie, and there's 3v2 in the river, but careful, Drolex coming in from the bot lane, the Despair hits on Water, who is the first to fall in this fight. They keep on going to get the kill on Valyrian, but Chokes has to be careful, he's getting really, really low here. Drolex tries to snipe him with the Q, but it's not enough. He gets away.
That's true. And now everything gets a little bit easier now with 3 items, with 3 kills on Frankie.
Yeah.
He's really like a life insurance at the moment for Snooze. Just really, really strong, can wave clear later on, and of course burst someone down, so as long as Frankie is good in game, there's still hope for Snooze. And later on you have always like the bullet time, of course, from Tim Shady, so Snooze are definitely not out of this game, but they are behind in gold.
They are still behind, and on bot lane there is something quite dangerous shaping up. That turret getting really low. However, good move from them, going for the Void Drops right as they spawn.
Oh!
And the steal by Drolex, so they don't get that point for the...
Drolex, you little...
sneaky,
you
sneaky.
little karma there. I mean, karma indeed, right? I mean, that was a 6 steal actually. Just, I mean, he didn't even know that it was. I think there was no ward and stuff, so it's just blind mantra Q steal. I mean, that's a rough one for Snooze actually. So Drake is like the next big objective and could secure feats of strength, of course. And just by getting this this void crab, you get, I think, 1 void nip, right?
And Snooze going for the engage of bot lane. They go for the tower dive. They find purchase on the enemy support. Drolex is the first to fall here. However, not without a return kill, as Cruzy is going to die here. Tim Shady now in the top spot, gets caught by Water. Lots of damage with the Mood Crash. He tries to do a last stand with the bullet time, but he's just going to die. Now we have just the rest of Royal Family falling onto them. And it's 3v4. They are able to pick the fight for them.
Yeah, and after that, probably first turret, so you don't even need an objective, you just get first turret. And of course, Dragon would be spawning as well. Kinetic is there, so it shouldn't be like the freest Drake, but he will probably not go for a steal. And meanwhile, top lane. Ooh, does he find him? No, he don't. So, no kill potential to kill Frankie, because at the moment, especially like a full item Cassandra, if he gets like a good hostile, a good slam back through a wall, just dropping him into the turret, then he can actually kill Frankie there. So better safe than sorry, and Frankie survived.
Yeah, and things are looking better and better for Royal Family. That gold lead now doubled with that situation on the bot lane. They got their first feat of strength, second feat of strength with the turret, so they've got it. We have a DC on Water.
But nobody poses yet. So nobody cares, and he is reconnected, okay? Nobody did care. He just said, no, I will be back.
On the top lane, Razorback engages onto Frankie, knowing that Roy is just around the corner as Bruiser and Frankie getting really low. Kinetic just around the corner, becomes a bit too late, comes in with the Moonfall, maybe gets a return kill onto Razorback. Has to be careful, however, because the damage of the Bruiser is really well there. Chokes comes in to save the day a little bit. Drolex now getting attacked with Valerian just around the corner, gets rooted by Mages, grasps him, Shady just around the corner. Bullet time is not up yet. Ace in the hole gets tanked by the support. He's able to get the kill on Drolex thanks to the Q. And the situation with that kind of diffused.
Yeah, Ace in the hole wasn't enough there to save some lives. And they just got Razorrock. But of course lost Frankie in the meantime. Oh, both.
Rakuzi now doing the 1v1 against Water, dying already, even though there's the TP from Razorback. But, I mean, it's over before he's even there.
Yeah. But better safe than sorry.
True.
So he could have at least traded 1-for-1 in the end, but it's just Water who is really strong right now, and especially with this with the stolen ultimate, Rakuzi just has no chance there against all of the damage and against all of the sustain of the Kingslayer. So Kinetic now might be in trouble, but there's no ultimate from Cassandra, so probably nothing will happening. Herald spawning soon, so that could be the next big objective for both sides. It's 7-9, but look at the gold lead, it's like 3k already.
Yeah, 3k in favor for Royal Family, now getting a really good spot, with probably a lot being on Water, quite a bit also on Water and on Dime. That's what I want to say. Dime with his 154 farm, still perfect CS here. Here's a TP on the top lane, goes for the 1v1, but it's not a 1v1 because Valerian's just around the corner. Here comes Chokes, they find Purchase on Water, they take down the mid lane of Royal Family. Dominus is popped along with the Storm Chaser and with the res of Snooze just around the corner. They're able to pick up a second kill and take down the enemy jungler. An important kill, although it's still a bit until the Herald's there.
Yeah, but in the meantime you lose basically 2 turrets. So 2 kills for 2 turrets. I mean, it's not really worth it, just because the turrets are tons of gold and just opening the map and stuff. And I mean, just gold-wise, you could see that the 2 turret bot lane gave 700 gold, while 2 kills basically give 600 with a little bit of assist gold. So just gold-wise wasn't really worth it. And a good cross-map play by Royal Family, who kind of lost the teamfight, but reacted perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely didn't try to, like, alter the ranks there or turn the situation, just saying, okay, we're just gonna take these objectives instead. Not lose more than we're losing and just win more than we're losing, actually. Herald is now up. The rest of Royal Family is also back up. 5 men standing on both teams. Drake also there in 1 minute. You can see the tension rising. He's going to do the next move. Rakuzi kind of, I would say, in a very provocative stance there in the river even.
Yeah, he tries to find a flank, but against Karma Cat, and there's not much to be done. Drake spawning in 30 could be soul point for Royal Family. And Snooze definitely needs to find something right now, because I mean, it's hard to say which team will actually outscale. Both sides don't really have like a big scaling champion. Caitlyn and Hawaii are probably like the most scaling champions here. So I think it's fine for both teams to go into the late game, but probably Royal Fam likes it a little bit more, just because even of Cassandra and stuff. So for them, they are not really forced to do something. Now get even the soul point. There's no contest, but at least a trust map play on Snooze. So they do everything they can to be relevant in this game, to still try to win it. But against soul point later on, it's always tough, because you need to fight, and then you maybe are forced to do something stupid, and then you maybe lose a team fight. So yeah. Snooze is now in a really tough situation.
definitely in a tough spot. We also have Atakan coming in 1.5 minutes. Gonna be a huge objective that could bolster the royal family in their current lead of lead is not growing at least. So there's still that, but there's also not much going on right now, except for those two objectives having been done.
Yeah, that's something. They keep it at 3k basically. Even a little bit less now, but that's something from Snooze's side. But like especially like the farm leads on basically every single lane. Hurt a little bit, so that's like the real reason why they are so far ahead, of course. And then like 2 turrets, like I said. So, but turrets is just standing gold. So in the case that Snooze find like a couple of turrets after one good team fight, then there is a chance to just come back from this money, and maybe there's a catch.
Yeah, maybe the catch on Razor's Kinetic joins Rakuzi in this 1v1, which is now a 2v1. We go all out. He's able to extract Rakuzi further away. We have the TP coming in, but Shugs is just around the corner as well. He's going to use Nature's Grasp. The rest of Royal Family just around the corner to join them out. Rakuzi dies, and with that Snooze, that's the cue for them to disengage this situation. Drolex taking a lot of damage from Frankie. Also falls back a little bit. They find to re-engage with Walter, but it's a 2v4 and we have the bullet time. They take the kill on Frankie, however, without sustaining any deaths themselves, even though Walter got really low. This is really good for Royal Family because what just came up? Atakan just spawned.
Yeah, but that they're on the wrong side of the map.
Yeah,
So
unfortunately.
They can't really get it right now. Was just clean 2 kills and did not give anything up. So, and especially like Frankie used all his spells on the support, couldn't really kill him, so there's not too much damage right now from him, but he will get stronger and stronger, of course. So if you just check out the gold, he is at least ahead, just by a couple of gold checks, but the others are all behind. So Frankie, it's a big saving grace, but he needs to find a lot to actually carry them.
Yeah, and Kinetic getting caught here as well. Takes lots of damage from the top and jungle from the enemies. Tim Shady, luckily just around the corner, able to dish out some damage as well. As Valerian is getting really low, Frankie doesn't quite find purchase onto him to finish him off, however. And that's 2 deaths for Snooze, as Rakuzi got caught in the middle lane as well.
Yeah, now it's the Atakan. Jungler's dead, top liner's dead, so the whole front line basically. And with that being said, they can just get the Atakan for free, maybe even get the top lane turret because of the whole rotation. So it's basically winning right now for the Royal Family. 5k is the gold late, so they increased it basically around 2k now. And they don't get the false life, but they get the Atakan who buffs up Drake power, for example, and they are close to soul, so this Atakan will help them a lot. I know it's false life. What did I say? They just wasn't. I thought they slain it, but he wasn't slain. It's false life. It's false life. I'm sorry. I'm better watching.
It's okay. We didn't see it very well. But yeah, with that they get the false life, and the lead now also has been doubled. So now they're in a really comfortable spot. Whatever Snooze tried to do as a catch as of late was just turned against them as well. They're setting up another one onto Water here, but he's already so far away from Kinetic. He goes for the re-engage, however, with safety of Drolex just behind him. Kinetic now finds a Q to come in with maybe a Moonfall coming in very soon, but we have the TP from Razorback just around the corner, and he's able to survive long enough because he stole the dominance from the enemy. Drolex now down. They take 2 of their players. Razorback just around the corner, however, it's a 1v3 with Tim Shady joining up. We have Valerian coming in from the river. We have the Ace in the hole as well, so it's a 2v3. But the members of Snooze are already really low. Have to be careful. Frankie comes in to maybe save the Tim Shady just can't get away from Razorax. Cassandra here as he takes him down. And it's Super Shooter who comes from the corner. Timmy, of course, on that Caitlyn, dealing so much damage. And it's just a lost cause for Snooze here.
Yeah, I mean, they got 3 of those false lives, but it's just 600 gold basically, and they lost a total of 1200, so it's not that worth. And now with those time advantages basically, because they did not really die, They can now do the soul. So it was just a huge swing in tempo. And now Snooze loses even more. And now the gold lead is really insane. 8k gold in the soul. So I would say the game is basically over. The Herald did not do anything for them. They now spawn it just because they need to spawn it. So not even gold from the Herald. And it looks really, really bad Snooze right now.
Yes, things looking really dire for Snooze here. All the attempts they do at getting a catch always seems to backfire right now. And they just can't find a proper way to fall back, as now Royal Family can just take all of the pressure that they've gathered up to start taking cracks at that base.
Yeah, well played so far. By the family and the undefeated Snooze. At the moment, they need a miracle. They need something. But there's not much to be done, in my opinion. Baron is spawning soon, so probably Royal Family should just go to top lane now, push it out, get some vision done, and just do the Baron. You can just always hard force when the enemy comes near, so yeah, it's a really bad place to be in if you are a Snooze fan right now.
Yes, indeed. Snooze fans might just want to go to sleep for tonight. But hope, you know, hope always lives on for a Snooze fan as they find a pick on draw legs without drawback.
And just one ultimate. Used just a Maokai ultimate to get this pick, which is something. But yeah, it's just one single
Just
kill.
one pick.
In the big scope of the game will not actually matter. Just delays the Baron probably in a couple of seconds, because now Trollex cannot build up some vision, for example. Oh, I don't know if you can catch him.
Maybe, but Razorback is a tough nut to crack here with Rakuzi just behind him. They still get quite a lot of damage on the play here. Moonfall on 2 people with the bullet time. They might just get the top lane of Royal Family, and they do. It goes to Frankie with that shutdown money. 2 people down, now only 1 because Drolex is back in there, but they keep it a 5v4 right now.
And that actually they could catch him. I thought he could be uncatchable there. But no, with all the ultimates in the world, they actually killed him in the end. And which probably delays the Baron again, like half a minute. So that's something. Even a little bit more gold. I mean, in the end, it's still like 7k gold lead. So does it really matter? Who knows? But they fight back. They find the catches. And like, that's the way which started with the first loss of Royal Family. They just got caught over and over again.
Yeah.
Now Rakuzi is the caught one.
Yeah, I mean, Water just goes all in, hijacks the Dominus, uses it. He's just like, you know what? I can do this as well, use my ultis. Takes the kill. Now they're back as a 5-man roster on sides of Royal Family, and they can just go for that Baron.
Yeah, it was just a thing of time when Snooze will mess it up and give the chance for this Baron. Oh, Maokai maybe dies here.
Shokes just goes in hope of interrupting it. It does as well, but with Walter is going to get called in the end. It is my turn into an ace as Royal Family stacks up on the rest of Snooze, and it's all out from Razorback that takes him to the other side, and he's able to join up, take down the kill on Tim Shady. Gonna chase Kinetic. In the meantime here, over in the jungle, it's Frankie who's getting taken down, and they do get him. It's not an ace, however, because Rakuzi just spawned.
Yeah, because, yeah, I mean, he spawned a time, but it was basically in clean ace. 5 kills to 0. And with that, they can maybe even, without the Baron, just finish it. Rakuzi at least now has help.
Now back, it's a 2v5, it's a last stand, but what a crocodile and a tree against the full might of Royal Family here. As they take down the second Nexus turret, they take down the Maokai, and that is the win for last year's champions.
Yeah, and that's the dominance I want to see from the Royal Family, actually. And yeah,
Very
just
sovereign.
showed us why they won the last season, right? And
Yeah.
actually, and that's the funny thing. If I remember correctly, they lost one game in the regular season last split against the Red Lions back then. So,
Was it Red Lions or Stabil? I'm
yeah,
not sure
no,
anymore.
I think it was Red Lions. I will check it. But which is funny because Red Lions basically came in as an underdog as well, right?
Yeah.
And they did not really put up a big threat for in the whole season. They even needed to play relegation and stuff. But they beat and I will check it. They beat the big
Big dog.
big dog.
The
What was
Kings.
it, Red Lion? I think I remember it. No.
I don't know.
No,
Wasn't it Stabil?
I
They
don't.
got the MVP as a team. Even.
Oh yeah, Stabil won it. But where did Red Lion win a game? It was against Snooze.
Against
That was the big underdog story there. But yeah, Stabil in the last match day of the whole. Yeah, where we just ground the whole team. The underdog. I remember it.
Mm.
Then yeah.
But now,
But Royal Family never goes undefeated, so maybe they
Right.
just needed this wake up call, and now they go undefeated. Who knows?
you were right. You can't bet against Royal Family here. They take
you
the win
shouldn't.
in this third game, and will be going into a short break while we set everything up for the fourth and final game of tonight, which is going to be Red Watt going up against Hitmonlee. See you very soon.